I'm a lifelong member of St. Peter Claver Parish. I don't know any other church and wouldn't have it any other way. I remember growing up in this area, still live in this area. I really got my foot in the door, if you will, through our Catholic youth organization. I looked to the church to be a leader, to help me grow. St. Peter Claver Church was opened in a time which was really rough for African American Catholics in Baltimore. If you lived in West Baltimore and were black and Catholic, you had to go all the way across town to East Baltimore, Caroline Street, to St. Francis Xavier Church. Others would have to go to what we would call white parishes. The difficulty there was that our people would have to sit in the back of church. It was roped off, or if the church had a balcony, they had to sit in the balcony. Permission was granted to the Josephite fathers, who were then the Mill Hill fathers, coming over from England, to build another church in Baltimore. So St. Peter Claver was officially opened on September 9th, 1888. History says it was a wonderful event. It rained that day, but over 1,000 people marched from St. Francis Xavier, all the way in East Baltimore, to come over here to open St. Peter Claver. St. Peter Claver is named after a Spanish Jesuit priest. He is sometimes known as a slave for the slaves. So you would really were empowered in knowing that St. Peter Claver, our patron saint, is taking care of us. St. Peter Claver was always in the midst of the civil rights movement, issues around justice, desegregation of the city, and the church. In addition to those things, we talked about integrating Park Pool at Druid Hill Park and the tennis courts at Druid Hill Park. We were involved in the integration of Gwen Oak Amusement Park.
I am happy to join with you today.
Dr. Martin Luther King was going around the country trying to get people aware of their rights and responsibilities and to empower the people, doing so with a non-violent strategy. At the same time, here at St. Peter Claver Church, we had an internationally renowned American nonviolent leader, Father Philip Berrigan. He was very interested in the strategies that were employed by Dr. King of how you can amass a large number of people yet be nonviolent. Also in the footsteps of Mr. Cesar Chavez, who also used non-violent strategies to organize the farm workers. So Phil Berrigan's idea was, why can't we employ that same strategy to organize around issues against the Vietnam War? Sandtown, Winchester, the area where St. Peter Claver is located, in the heyday, it was one of the most active areas in West Baltimore, known for the many fine arts, the musicians, the dancers. It's wonderful that this year St. Peter Claver will be celebrating our 120th anniversary. One thing we can teach the community is something about staying power, perseverance. Fundamental to being around all these years, firstly, is the love of God. You have to be strong in your faith And you have to know that God will see you through. And you hear our old people talk about that today. You know, he'll make a way. That's the first thing. The second thing is we're in this together. There's a sense of family when you walk through the door to when you leave out the door. We're all sisters and brothers in Christ. And you may not have a need today, but you may have a need tomorrow. And the church will be here for you. So that sense of family is strong. And the last thing is the importance of our youth. Our young people today are struggling against all kinds of odds. And even though the church is not what it used to be, it still has many strengths. It has the vision, and we have the leadership. And as long as we have the grace of God, we'll be able to make it. For Hometown Heritage, I'm Beverly Carroll.